First of all, I'd like to welcome you to this online session of SAMPARK 2.0,
Thank you.
and
Thank you so much.
and congratulations for getting into master's program at Brown University.
Thank you.
So we will jump right into the questions. Uh,
Yep.
so so you have been graduated from IIIT Guwahati, and
Mm.
the whole journey must have been amazing for you. So like, how are you
Yeah.
feeling right now?
Yeah. Really amazing. I mean, I really cannot express, how grateful I am for these 4 years because, while joining IIIT Guwahati, like everyone else, I was also a bit disappointed that, I did not get admitted into an IIT, and that was my kind of, a dream for me. But let me tell you that these 4 years have been very phenomenal for me. So the learning experience in IIIT Guwahati has been exceptional, and the courses were also very full of very relevant content, and the faculty members were very amazing, and my batchmates were also full of those people who are willing to learn new concepts and acquire new skills. So I felt wonderful having graduated from IIIT Guwahati.
That's amazing. So the question that everyone wanted to ask you, what was your reaction when you saw open the portal, application portal for the Brown University, and you found out that you have been admitted for the master's program?
Yeah, so honestly, I was not expecting that particular admit because this year the number of applicants, was drastically increased, and there was also this coronavirus situation. So this time the admission process was, very competitive, but and surprisingly, I received the decision just 9 days after applying. So, that was indeed a very special moment for me. So actually, it felt very great, honestly.
We, we believe that. I mean, getting into Ivy League. So, do you imagine that? Was it ever a plan to get into an Ivy League? Maybe it was a dream or something.
No, actually, it was more of, it really depends on the professors you're targeting and, the research groups with whom you are willing to work. So actually, the plan was never to go to a very, a high reputed university, but, to join a very special group. So because it depends on where these research groups are publishing and what work actually they are doing. So uh, it depends more on under whom you wish to work. So like in my case, it happens to be the case that this university is an Ivy League university, but the plan was not really to you know it was not specific to one university, but targeting good research groups.
Uh, okay, that's true. So the the most asked question is that from our student community, how did you do it? I mean, it's a dream for so many people to get into an Ivy League, and you have made it. And even being from a new institute like IIIT Guwahati, so like, how did it happen? Can you like take us through this journey?
Yeah. So actually, it's not like it's not very difficult. Let me tell you this, because actually I had decided early that I wish to pursue research because it used to fascinate me how the researchers tackle the very complicated real world problems, and they propose out of the box solutions. But if you carefully look at those solutions are quite simple in nature. So anyone can think of them. So I mean, this particular aspect used to fascinate me a lot. So joining a graduate school was I had decided very early, and like when I was in first and second year, I also had this so-called phobia of big names. So I used to wonder how I'm going to get admitted to big universities in US and Canada. And I'm as you said, I'm from triple IT. So but really, I mean, let me tell you, it doesn't make any sense. And I'm really blessed to have the guidance of many good seniors, the faculty members. And if you don't mind, I would like to share some points with you so that it becomes easier for
Yeah, sure, sure,
the rest of you.
sure.
So the admission process starts at around October, mid-October to December for the fall admission. So one might think that it's just a matter of these 3-4 months to get admitted, but let me tell you, it's not. It's a 4-year long journey. So the first important thing is maintaining a good CPI, because the university, they take into consideration this particular aspect. So now, fortunately or unfortunately, this CPI thing is, the grading system is always relative. So there is always a sense of competition while studying any course. But what I believe is that the main aim of education should not be just to score good marks or good grades, but learn the concepts. So I believe that if you learn the concepts and not just mug it up, just if you understand the course very well, then getting a good grade and scoring good marks is just like a side product that comes along with it. You don't need to work so hard to get good grades. If you focus on learning, then it's just a side product. So that was the first thing. The second thing that many of my seniors suggested me, that getting good GRE and TOEFL scores is really really important. So these two exams are based on high school level mathematics, which is again very easy, and some advanced English. So while preparing for that, actually I appeared for both these exams when I was in fourth year, and at the very last moment also. So I would recommend that. I mean, I would recommend not to do that. So it's better if one is taking these exams in the third year itself, because you have more free time. And the one key principle while preparing for this is, what I think is, there is a formula, very famous formula, that 1 plus 1 is always greater than 2 plus 0. So what I mean by that is, if you practice for say 1 hour today and 1 hour the next day, then it is more beneficial to the person who is practicing than practicing 2 hours today and then not doing it tomorrow. So consistency is really consistency really matters for these exams, because GRE and TOEFL, for them you need to have a very strong vocabulary. You need to have the practice of reading comprehension, understanding the meaning of those complicated sentences. So it is all acquired through practice. So I would definitely suggest to practice regularly, and if possible, then I think 1 or 2 months dedicated preparation is more than enough for scoring good score. And in my case, actually, I took those exams with 12 days of preparation, because there was a work. Uh, we were submitting a paper for my BTP, and actually I got just 12 days to prepare. But if you prepare like carefully and meticulously, then it's like I still got decent marks. So those exams are easy, but the preparation should be right. And the third thing is your motivation. So joining a grad school just for the sake of completing the coursework is never expected in those universities. So for example, what they seek in the students is motivation to learn. So, and this motivation that can be seen from your projects, as well as the statement of purpose that you are going to write while applying. And that's why I keep recommending that if you are in the first and second year, then it's probably a good idea to explore various domains before finalizing one particular area. So in the first 2 years, it's always better to have multi traded experience. And once you have that experience with you, then you know for sure that okay, you like this domain, you don't like this domain. And in the third and fourth year, so in the last 2 years, you need to buckle up and contribute significantly in those domains. So what I would suggest is that in the last 2 years, one should not change the areas in which they are working, and you know getting good projects is the key. So what I feel is that again, it does not depend on how many projects you are doing, but it really depends on what exactly are you doing. So even if you have just one work to show, but if that work is very very significant and it involves a lot of creative ideas, implementing them on various platforms, and stuff like that. So it really depends on your motivation, and if you are able to showcase that motivation to the universities, then it's very.
Yeah, that's true. So you also been part of a research culture here at IIIT Guwahati, and do you think the academic rigor of our courses here help you to take on research early on?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, many people think that the academic courses that we need to do, those are, very different from what we should do. And actually, I don't think like that. Because let me tell you actually what happened in my case. So there was a guest lecture actually, and that was a part of this machine learning course, which was offered for the third or fourth year, I guess. And at that time, I was in first year. So in that guest lecture, I also attended that lecture, and I carefully listened to that. And the professor was from, I guess, IISA Kolkata, and he was from computer vision background. And while he was telling about the conventional approaches to vision, like for example shift and serve features, then optical flow, edge detection algorithm, and then he pointed out the drawbacks, that the main drawback was hand curated features. So from hand curated features to automatic feature extraction, there was a major step. And then he kind of asked us to he requested that how would you tackle this problem. So while I was thinking, I actually unknowingly proposed something similar, very similar to convolutional neural networks. So and then surprisingly, like, he told the same thing. And I was very surprised to find out that okay, if I would have been at the position of Alex Krzyzewski and Geoffrey Hinton, who are the authors of this paper, then I would have ended up finding out the same thing. So that moment really inspired me. And it was not like some very extracurricular thing. It was part of this course. And it was the it was the academic, it had the academic background. So academics and these projects are never really very different. That's what I.
Okay. So which research area you're going to work in your masters? Have you decided it yet?
Yeah, so during my bachelor's also I've worked mainly on conventional machine learning, deep learning, and some part of some areas in computer vision, mostly segmentation. And for my masters also, I'm going to stick to this domain. So while applying, I had targeted three professors who are working in the same area, that is computer vision. And one of them is working in graphics as well, computer graphics. And uh, that's what my plan is. So I'm going to further explore this domain.
Okay.
And oh yeah.
Yeah. So I was also talking to a couple of other batchmates of yours. So all of them were telling that the admission have been deferred to spring of next year. So is it same with the Brown?
Yeah, actually, I have deferred it to fall 2021. So I'll be joining on September 2021. So I've
Okay.
deferred it by 1 year actually.
Okay. So what is your plan for this next year? Are you still working on the project from the BTech, or you will be working in industry?
Yeah, actually, I have a plan for this 1 year, because while I was deferring the admission, I was also thinking that what should I do in this 1 year. So there are a couple of projects from my BTP that are still those works are still under submission. So I'm currently working on them. and I've also secured work from home position from a startup and a research internship. So basically, my plan is to explore some new domains. Like for example, I've never explored natural language processing and a domain like reinforcement learning, which is very relevant to this day. So I'm going to do some coursework before having this work from home or research internship experience. So definitely, I'm not going to sit idle in this 1 year.
We believe that. And the funding aspect of uh, studying in a foreign country is really important, and this is the part like most of the people struggle from the India to find out maybe a scholarship or maybe a research internship or TA job so that they can supplement their tuition and living cost in foreign. So how you managing that?
Right. So actually, there are two different things. So if you are applying for PhD, then it's highly probable that you will get a good amount of funding. Getting a scholarship or getting funded for PhD position is not really tough. But when it comes to joining a master's program, then the scholarships and the funding opportunities are extremely rare. So actually it's quite difficult to get those scholarships, but there are a few other options. So for example, there are RA and TA positions. So RA means research assistant and TA means teaching assistant. So if you are working with a professor, then that professor might fund uh, a part of your tuition fees. Also, if you are willing to provide the content to organize a course for a professor, then you are offered a TA position, that is teaching assistant. So you need to clear the doubts of the undergraduate student, then make slides, make presentations, then check the answer scripts, and work, do stuff like that. And also, in addition to that, there are some on campus jobs. So for example, those are basically administrative kind of jobs. So maintaining the files of international students, then organizing the log of a library, and stuff like that. So there are these jobs as well. And then there are again summer internships. Those are paid in nature. And if you target a good industry, then you are paid handsomely. So all these factors, they help you to fund your stay. And but the way I see it is, the cost of masters is very high usually. So an education loan is very necessary for that. But again, the thing is, after completing your master's course, you get really a good job, because uh, it's a very common experience. So if you take a loan, for example, say 30 to 50 lakh, an education loan, then it's just a matter of 1 or 2 years. So in that 1 or 2 years, if you get a decent enough position at some industry, then there is no issue in repaying that loan. So the way I see it is, is like an investment. So if you're uh, the 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 money that you are going to spend on your tuition is like an investment. So that's how I see it.
Yeah. Okay. So, we're going to uh, go back into a time a bit, and we're gonna discuss about your time here at IIIT Guwahati. So, like, first question, like, can you start with the whole experience you gained here, and maybe share some memories? Uh,
Yeah. So actually, the time I had in IIIT Guwahati was very wonderful. So it's like I had this feeling of going through a transformation. So earlier, like for the first 2 years, we did not have a permanent campus. So the temporary campus, the hostels were situated far away from the academic block, and we used to travel to and fro from hostel to academic block, and back to hostels. So daily, our 2.5 hours were wasted in that travel. But what I think is, you don't just learn this courses, and academics is not the only thing that you gain from this experience. So like apart from that, so for example, if I know beforehand that my 2 or 3 hours are going to be wasted daily, then it really teaches you how to plan your day, not waste time on doing stuff that is not really going to help you. And making schedules, then following them rigorously is another aspect that I learned. Then we did not even have Wi-Fi for the first 2 years, so that was a very tricky part. And but that's what I said, like it really teaches you something. So it taught me how to scrape by. Really, that's the term I would like to use, because if you have just 1 GB of data, then it's really difficult to do some meaningful work, but still somehow you manage. And then the how the mess facilities are and how those were. And so after eating in our mess, I think one can survive anywhere. So it's again a very good learning experience. But you know not just about the courses. Like for example, I had many things to work on. So there was research projects, there were some competitions going on, and I had to find time. I had to manage time for all those things. So there are some very important skills that you need to gain. For example, finishing an entire course in one night. So I think that's the most important thing that one should this skill one should acquire. So again, I learned that. And this time, it's not just about learning, it's also about having fun. So while doing that, I made some very good friends, uh, and I believe that those friendships will stick with me for the entire lifetime. So it's all about learning, having fun, and that's what I think.
Yeah. And like, so I was also talking to your other batchmates. So, and this question came up that your batch have performed really well. So many people are going to top US in universities and top European universities. Also, people are going to top industry companies and also some really good
Yeah.
funded startups. So, like, what is the
Yeah.
thing you guys have done right?
Okay, so actually, what I think is, if you look at our performances, in any semester, there was literally no guy who who used to score a perfect 10 in all the courses. So it was that level of competition in our batch. So the way we saw it was not we did not actually compete against each other. So like I still remember how we used to get dumped into one single room, one night before the exam. And, just one guy, that guy used to, teach the entire course to, the entire batch. And actually this friendly atmosphere, and, getting a good, like the grades is just one parameter of learning. But, if many people are, say, having good positions and good opportunities, then that really tells you that, uh, the our the my batchmates, they uh, I guess they focus more on learning, as I said, because if you learn those skills, which are very important, and if you have the right attitude towards learning, then I think that helps anywhere. So I guess the thing that we did correct was not to compete against each other, but compete, like for example, grow together, learn together. That's the main thing.
Okay. So, mm, can you please mention like things that influence most you on the campus? Maybe a people, group of people, or maybe something about the institute that help you grow.
Okay. Okay. So actually, it's very hard to separate out just two things, but I'll briefly tell those things. because a lot of people will help you if you are committed enough. So if you are really working hard and if you are stuck, then the right people will definitely help. So actually, my BTech supervisor, Deep Shankar Banerjee sir, he helped me a lot. I mean, he used to push me to my limits, and he used to ask me for updates on a daily basis. So initially, I used to get irritated, but then I realized that for it's for my own good. So it kept me going. It kept it kept me working, and it kept me focused. So DSB sir helped me a lot. Then other faculty members like GB sir, Srinivas sir, and many other faculty members also helped me a lot. One like I would like to say that one good thing about this triple ITG community, and especially the faculty members, is that you can visit them anytime you wish. Like for example, in other universities, say you need to book an appointment. You need to send them an email prior. But in our case, like it's just if you wish to go, you can go. You can have a chat, and that's a really cool thing because you know uh, it it creates a very friendly atmosphere. And yeah, then there were many pretty amazing seniors as well. So there was Rahul Islam bhaiya, then Yanshul bhaiya, Sunit Adhikari bhaiya, Suraj bhaiya, then Pranav Agrawal bhaiya. I used to have very good conversations with them, and the most important thing that they did for me is that they took me seriously. Because sometimes you don't actually need help from them. You just need to know that they went through the same phase as you did, and they faced some similar problems as you're facing now. And it really helps, because then you feel that okay, you're not alone. Someone else has also done this, so okay, you can also do it. So I think the uh, most amazing thing is these relationships. And oh, how can I forget? So there was this professor for just one term. So his name was Shaunak Chakrabarti, and he taught us the course compilers. And during that, there was my journal publication, journal paper, and it got rejected for the third time. I was working on that paper for almost an year, and it got rejected for the third time, and I was naturally very depressed. So actually, he helped me a lot. And he said that it's just part of this process, because many times he also said that like he gave his own example that his paper also used to get rejected. It's not a very big deal. It just depends on you need to keep going. That's all. So yeah, so basically it's there are many people that really inspired me in this triple IT community.
Okay. So the next question is the things you're going to miss about the college. Uh,
Oh, so basically the friendships, because uh, for the first 2 years we had these shared rooms, and when we moved to this permanent campus, actually we had separate rooms, but nobody used to be in their own room. We all used to gather at someone else's room, and uh, for example, study for an exam, or just play Counter Strikes for example. But those things I'm really going to miss, because see, you can also, I mean, for example, I'm video chatting with you, right? So me and my friends can also have a video call, and we can still play Counter Strike online. But playing together, we really shouting at them, and it's just a cool experience living together. So I think the friendships, and that's it. I think that's the
yeah,
most thing that I'm going to miss.
yeah, that's true. So this is our last question. So this is, do you have any message for our triple ITG community, for juniors or maybe upcoming batches or the people you have worked with?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of have one message, because recently, our institute was ranked 66 all over India, uh, by NIRF. and actually I saw many posts that celebrated it. And in my opinion, it's again both. It's again a good thing as well as a bad thing, because why it's a good thing? Because our institute was ranked by NIRF for the first time, right? And if I'm not wrong, then we are, say, fourth in the entire IIIT community, which is a very good thing. It
Hmm.
is like, it is a matter of great pride. But the way I see it is that we still have 65 steps left to climb, right? Because I don't think 66 is the number that defines it. Because I know many people who are working very hard, and they are insanely skilled, they are very knowledgeable, and those fancy names, like for example, I have many friends, and those, it's not like the students in IIT, for example, are exceptionally better than, we all have the same potential. But
Hmm.
that's what I think. Because why this our institute is ranked 66? Because IITs are having their own brand. And if we wish to have a brand like that, then it is us who need to work for that. For example, then one might say that, okay, what can one individual do? So let me tell you the example of IIIT Delhi. So in IIIT Delhi is a very famous institute, but not like not a very famous like IITs. But still, there was this one student, who secured a package above 1 crore, and like overnight, IIIT Delhi became very famous. So it's not like one individual cannot do it. And what I understand by the term branding is that wherever we go, if we do our best, then it will really help to establish this brand. And I'm very hopeful that one day I'll see this, like I'll see IIIT Guwahati in the first position. So my message would be, okay, it's good to celebrate, but we still have 65 more steps to climb.
Thank you, Suresh. I truly believe that people like you and all the IIITG community are stepping a stone for the next batches, and you guys are really helping us to make a brand, as you said. So again, thank you for joining us today, and I
Yeah,
hope to
and
see you soon.
yeah, it was very good interacting with you. And thank you for having me.